Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. And what we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We try to do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. Got over 1,000 audios for your listening pleasure, though, so should be something, if not many things, for you to check out along the way. Not exactly anything you have to be in a total rush for, but at the same time, hopefully things that you enjoy. Regardless, if you're looking for coaching, relationship, business, exiting cults, new belief systems, all that good stuff, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. A couple of ways you can do that. You can reach out through Twitter at PO Perception. You can reach out in the About Me section of this YouTube page and get contact that way as well. A couple of things to look at here. Um, kind of things people wish that uh, folks without anxiety knew. So basically, the idea is, hey, person has anxiety, and ultimately, um, things are there. Anyway, the first is that anxiety is real. Some people don't realize that there is a biochemical nature to the anxious personality, and that means ultimately for lots of people it can lead to stress points, it can lead to points of major internal conflict, and then it also leads to your body remembers what it's like to feel anxious, be anxious, and get anxious. At the end of the day, there are challenges as it relates to kind of getting to a better place because your body is kind of remembering that on a neurosynaptic level, therefore stressing out over things that it normally shouldn't or wouldn't or whatever, leading to challenges as it relates to kind of being kinder to ourselves, being good or whatever, and then a person doesn't understand that it's not necessarily in the control of the individual who is experiencing the anxiety pattern. This leads to people going, well, that can't always be real. You can't always be that stressed out. But there are, in fact, people who can go to a stress paradigm within less than 60 seconds. And for folks with an anxiety disorder, that is, in fact, the case in a lot of ways. And so that becomes obviously very problematic. The next thing to consider is that people with anxiety wish the world knew that it can affect anyone at any time. And it is a pattern that is virtually impossible, if not at the very least difficult, to stop. Many times people say, just get yourself under control. Well, if it was that easy, the majority of people who struggle with anxiety who aren't using it, for personal gain, and there are a group of people, although very small, 2-3%, who do use the anxiety pattern to control and manipulate other people. But for the majority of people, and people struggle with it worldwide, regardless of class, race, gender, religion, whatever, it is a worldwide problem that has biochemical nature to it. So that means that it's hard to stop, and no one is at fault. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you've triggered someone into an anxiety induced episode that there are things to blame. Many times the triggers are subconscious or habitual, unconscious. Therefore, the stress level is there, and it creates a lot of difficulty for the other person because they don't even realize when they're going to be triggered, or even if they understand the triggers, sometimes triggers happen when it is, ill at ease or out of balance. It affects both the mind and the body. There are physical symptoms to anxiety as well as emotional and mental ones. So that means a person may physically shake, they may experience nausea, pain in their body, or other hyperventilations, other different challenges related to the resulting anxiety as it's there. It is not the definition of a person's identity. And in a lot of cases, it's important for people to realize that they do not expect to be fixed when a person is dealing with anxiety. Now, a lot of times we want to be helpful, we want to be useful, we want to be beneficial, but that help, that benefit, whatever have you, is an important nature of um, kind of balancing things out and just listening and being there and being present and being willing to listen. Sometimes the willingness of the desire to help matters more than the help because people feel alone and isolated. So it's important to look at what a person's needs portfolio is before stepping into action. And this can sometimes be difficult for people who think the only way to be of benefit to this type of person is to help them, is to serve them. But maybe that's not what the other person needs. In any event, hopefully this is helpful, and we will connect on a deeper level down the road.